Hey up guys, Richie here from RDB Hobbies, and we are back for my next bench update. So this is my February update. It's been about a month since my last one, so as is tradition, I'm back with my next one. So as always, been a busy time at the bench. Got plenty of purchases. I got one completed build, and I've got, which is kind of left field for me, and I've got one in progress we'll talk about too. So before we get started, let me kind of firstly mention, thank you to Paul, Bretland, and ISM crew. I was invited on for that interview, a live show, about 3 weeks ago or so. I'll put a link below if you want to see my interview. All kinds of audio. I apologize for the audio issues. I didn't realize, I'm not watching it back, but it's I heard it's like in and out, like some issues with the audio. So I've gone through literally 3 or 4 microphones in the past couple of months. I just can't find what I'm looking for. So this time I'm on a lav mic. See if this one's any better. Recently, a lot of my videos I've just used the device, like in my phone or my camera, use the device sound, because I've gone for all different types. It's hard because I'm not speaking right into a microphone. I'm a couple of feet away, and finding the right one that works is been a challenge. And then getting settings right and stuff, it's just been a bit of a nightmare. So it's a work in progress as the audio, but hopefully the visuals a little bit better at least, and that kind of stuff. So again, if you want to check out my interview, it's about an hour long. I'll put a link below in the show notes, and you can check out that the live show. Finished builds, like, I built a monkey bike. So I've had this for a while. This Tamiya 125 Honda monkey bike. If you see these, pick them up. They're like $25. It's a really well engineered kit. It just screws, and the way it goes together, not nuts and bolts, but you got screws, you got wiring, you got all kinds of stuff. It's a really cool project. A lot of painting. Now I made it worse because I did a fancy Repsol scheme, and that was a free tone, metallic orange, metallic red, blue on top of all the engines and stuff. So there's a ton of painting. So I'm a bit of a rookie to bikes. I think the way to do it next time would be just cut everything off the sprues and just paint in batches, like paint all the black stuff, paint all the silver stuff, and just do it that way. Because I did so many color changes in my airbrush, I got through like half a thing of lacquer thinner in cleaning it out. But yeah, again, 25 bucks. If you see these kits, pick them up, because these monkey bikes don't stay around for long. Tamiya bikes in general seems like limited release. They come out and a couple of years later disappear, and you never find them again. They go for ridiculous money. But for 25 bucks, a great deal. A lot of work went into this. Probably about 40-50 hours of manpower. So you're looking at about 50 cents per hour of enjoyment, pretty much, right? But if you look at the kit cost. And yeah, so I had this for a while, and I had some yellow camel paint left over, and I was going to do the yellow one. Sorry for the banging. And I recently came across Blue Stuff decals. Now they're in France, and they do fancy monkey bike schemes, and for a sheet for about 10 euros you get about 15 different schemes. You get the Repsol Honda, you get the Rothman cigarette one, you get the John Player special black one, you get a bunch of other different things, and it's a really cool thing to, you know, jazzes up and make a monkey bike like a MotoGP bike. So that's exactly what I did. So I did the Repsol Honda scheme, and I want to put it in a case. So I went to Hobby Lobby and I got a case for $7.99. It's a little too small, so I got one slightly up for 10 bucks, and acrylic case. And then I'll show you this in a minute. And then for the base, I basically got the scrapbooking aisle. I have sheets of scrapbooking paper for like $1, and I found some wood kind of grain for the base. And I really wanted on the background, I wanted like a graffiti kind of like thing going on with the monkey bike. I thought it'd be a good kind of thing to set it off. So I went online and found some images of some graffiti kind of alleys and stuff and streets. I found what I wanted, so I scaled it to the right size, the image, the right size for the case, and just printed it off. Did online, I went to the FedEx office, sent it, and did print up really nice, thick, kind of like glossy paper. It was like $1.50. 2 hours later, I got a phone call, it's ready, went, picked it up, and I cut it out and stuck it in the base. Now, in hindsight, it's a little bit too much going on. I think if the bike was more plain colors, like maybe like the Rothman blue and white or John Player, like single colors, I think the graffiti street would look perfect. But the fact you got all these colors going on the Repsol scheme plus the graffiti, it's a little too much maybe. So I might, if I build another one of these, I might just switch the case and put this in more of a plain case and set off the bike. But so I've kind of set you up now, so let me kind of show you what we've got going on here. And there we go. It's gonna be hard to light. Oh, there we go, it's moving around too. Just try to angle it right. And I'm really happy how this turned out. I don't do glossy, but I don't use 2K, I use LP9 as always. And it's just a really cool bike. Because of lighting, it's going to be really hard to make a case to pick it up. but hopefully you can kind of see what's going on there. This case could turn out to be a kind of perfect size. It just fits in there, kind of wedges it in. But yeah, a MotoGP monkey bike. How cool is that, right? So that's my one finished project, and that was a lot of work. I worked on it a couple of weekends ago, and yeah, a lot of painting and putting it together, some assemblies, but I know it's kind of moved a little bit. God, it's all loose now. I'll fix it later. Yeah, it's just a cool, something a little bit different to aircraft. And then fluorescent paints. I've used various fluorescent paints before and have been really thin. I used the Guns Mr. Hobby Lacquer fluorescent red and fluorescent orange, and they're beautiful to spray with. Good coverage, easy to spray, and really happy how it turned out. And you know, now I'm saying that it's moved around. Let me take the case off and show the bike. It came loose. I can't, for whatever reason, I can't get the thing to stick down. I've tried PVA glue, I've tried super glue. It just doesn't want to stick. Maybe some blue tack might be a good choice, but it's kind of tricky to hold, but there you go. Maybe see a little bit better there. And there she is, MotoGP monkey bike. Cool, right? I really like this one. It's just a cool project, looks cool. I'm really happy with this one. It's a really cool thing. So that's the monkey bike. The work in progress, as always, I've got a Tornado 32nd scale, still on hold. It's been weeks and I still don't have the decals from Rebel, so I can get the for the cockpits up. They said 6 weeks, so hopefully it'll be here soon. No big rush. So that's on the back burner, not touched it since I last spoke to you. Now, what I have done is my HobbyBoss A-10 and cracked on with that one. So normally, rather than just showing you, give a quick kind of chat about it, what I've done is I've kind of done a vlog as I've gone along. So the past few weeks as I've done this, I've kind of just filmed little snippets of parts I've been doing and kind of condensed it to a very small kind of edited package. So what I'm going to do now is, rather than showing the A-10 live, I'm just going to edit in the video and you can see my my progress, my update on the A-10. Okay, so I've cracked the box open and started with this HobbyBoss A-10, and I've done the cockpit tub, which I'll show you in a little bit, but still obviously a little bit more work to do here, but just holding the fuselage parts together, it looks a really nice fit here. It looks pretty cool, so I'm really happy with it, the kit. Now there's obviously a few different manufacturers make, you know, A-10s, the A's, and you know, they're all old, and the Camry's bring out a C version, this is obviously the A version, but yeah, really happy with this one. It's so far, I mean, a long way to go, but just the fit on the fuselage is the main thing here. It looks nice, no problems at all. The cockpit fit really well. So the cockpit, I did go with the Quinta Studios, and you're probably not going to see very good on, oh, wrong way, and it's Quinta Studios. I'm not sure how much you're going to see of that. The only thing is the side panels here are like white, so I need to get a Sharpie and just color those in black. And I did screw up the instrument panel. It should be black. I did it cockpit grey. So it's not a problem, because when we sandwich these together, I'm going to have a seam line along here to take care of anyway. So I'll just mask it up and paint the top of this to match and blend it in. But that's the cockpit. The seat, start the out kit, and use the Quinta Studios again. The set, you get the straps and stuff. And looking pretty cool. For yeah. Again, you're not really going to see too much of this, but there you go. So that's where I'm up to. Again, no problems at all right now with this one. It's going together really nicely, and next up I'm going to work on some more sub-assemblies and getting this guy put together. Alright, so put in a lot of work yesterday, day's work, and we got the thing put together already. Ta-da! There she is. Now, I forgot to put a nose weight in. It didn't mention the instructions, so I think we've got the cannon in there and stuff. Maybe we get lucky. I don't know. I guess I could maybe feed something through the hole here. But anyway, got it together. Actually really good. No major issues. This isn't glued on. This is just, I need to take care of some sanding and stuff on this one first. But overall, pretty nice. Now, one thing I did notice, I've got a short shot. Look, I've got a piece missing on the side of my fuselage right there. So that's going to be an issue. So I can get some plastic card and try to fix that somehow. But you see there, I don't know if you can see it on the camera black, but yeah, I got a molding issue. I'm missing the whole like section of my fuselage there. It looks like it's kind of snapped, so maybe it's inside the box somewhere. I need to look, but that's an annoyance. But got it together. I'm obviously going to touch up the paintwork around the front here and everything, and yeah, no problem at all. It's went together really well. Yeah, the wings were nice, really nice fit. There's like a million different ejection pin marks on there, but they're inside. A couple were kind of in a problem issue. I just sanded back. And tail, no problem at all. I found with this guy behind the cockpit, it's easy just to put the fuselage together and then put this in. It fits in after, once it's all sandwiched together. And what else? That's pretty much it. The cannon was very kind of hard to figure out the instructions how to put together. So I guess you could probably leave it out and then just put your metal barrel to go on the end here. But yeah, looking no problems at all. Nice size as well. You know, not too big, not too small. Nice size in 48. Now these guys were a little bit. They went together okay, but you see here I've got a lot of sprue glue around the seams. There were a lot of gaps and stuff. Again, making a lot of parts to make these up, rather than having just like, you know, 2 parts and putting the engine in. There's like a side panels, and this is I think my 5th out of my last 6 aircraft has been HobbyBoss A Trumpeter, and I've kind of getting to know these kits really well now. And I've noticed a lot of this. The A70 A6, a lot of these panels, the fit's a little bit more complicated, and I think what it is, they think they're doing it deliberately so you can leave panels off and create some detail on the inside. Not that there is much detail on these, you have to scratch build it, but I think, you know, some panels at the front here and stuff too where you see the gun. So I think it's deliberate so you can, you know, help the builder to open these up a little bit more, I think. But yeah, it went together. Like I said, it's a little bit, a little bit gnarly around here and there, just needs some sanding back. But the problem is there's so much detail and rivets on these things. You know, I'm going to lose that detail, which is a problem. But definitely needs some sanding and clean up and stuff. And I made the decision just put the whole thing together and then take care of the painting later. In retrospect, it's probably better to paint the inside and stuff first and then put these things together. But whatever. Obviously need to paint the inside and carefully mask it and all that kind of stuff too, which is going to be a challenge. But overall, yeah, kind of liking how this one's going together. I said, this is pretty much a day's work really, get the whole thing, and that just clicks in, see? I still got all the ordnance to do and everything, and I obviously got main concern now is to fix this gap from the short shot mold error, I think it is, or just where it's broken maybe. And that is it. So let me work on that and be able to get this thing in paint pretty soon and get that beautiful Arctic camo on here. Alright, so a little problem here with the nose weight fixed. I just took this panel out, it wasn't glued in that much, I just pulled right off. So threw a couple of fishing weights in there and some super glue and some PVA glue to hold that in. Probably a good ounce, because all these engines and stuff in the back, it's going to be quite heavy. Now I took it off and I realized, duh, this wasn't even glued on, so I could have quite easily have just put some PVA glue on some weights and just slid them down the fuselage here to the front. I didn't need to remove this, but in hindsight I did, because obviously we've got this problem here. And I don't think it's a short shot, I think it's just broken off. Now I've looked in the bags, I couldn't find a missing piece, so what I've done is, you see I put a shim plastic card down there, and then this just sits back on here, like so. And then I just need to just add some filler, hopefully, just to fill that gap, and we should be okay. So yeah, fixed 2 problems. It's nice and heavy now, nice and weighty. So fixed the nose weight problem, and hopefully fixing this little part down here. I think once the canopy goes on anyway, you're not really going to see it, I don't think, to be honest with you. But I do got to be careful when I fill this. I don't want to kind of affect the canopy fit. That's going to be an issue too. So I was going to be very careful when I backfill it and take care of that issue. Alright, so it's been about a week since my last little update, and I'll be busy working the monkey bike and kind of put this to the side a little bit. So some extra primer in my brush. I just sprayed down the seams, do a quick seam check. We're kind of looking okay-ish, a little bit more work done here and there. I did kind of somewhat fix down here. Remember with the damage, I managed to kind of get it almost up to where it needs to be. It needs to be maybe a little bit more filler. I think I'm going to have this on the canopy open, because closed it doesn't quite fit perfectly. So I think open might hide some of the issues going on there. Seam line, not great on the bottom here. It's my, you see there, it's my problem. It's my error, not the kit. I think it just wasn't quite lined up when it glued. I'm not going to care too much about it. I'm not going to sand it, get rid of all this surface detail, because it's on the underside. You're not going to see it. It's going to be on the ground. So that I don't care so much. And then you see here, we've done the metal gun barrel, which is looking very nice. Now, the gods were looking down on me in this, because this is was very tricky to build. So it's basically, you got the cylinder and you got a piece at each end, and you got the rods that go in between for the barrels. And you see that it does look really good, nice upgrade. So
the way I did it was I put the base down, I glued the cylinder kind of on top like that, and then put the rods in, and then put the top on. But to get the whole line up, well, I let it dry first, and then came to the top to kind of put it on. And to get them all lined up, it was virtually impossible. I mean, I prodded and worked a little bit, and I thought, you know what, this is going to end up in the trash. I'm going to use a plastic kit pot. But just miracle, I just got 1 or 2 in, and just give it a little shuffle, and it all fell into place. Glued it real quick, and as you can see, it's on. So yeah, more luck than skill, but we got that gun on, and it's definitely looking very nice there. Once it's going to be painted up and stuff. And next up, we got the engine part. I painted using LB38. We used metallic. I think I don't know. It's metallic grey. LP60, I think it might be. Just painted the back here and the front. Basically a steel colour, but I used the LPs a little bit harder wearing because I was worried if I put 8K extreme metals down they're going to peel off when I put the mask on. So I painted them all up, and then so I thought it'd be easy to do it before I glue it onto the fuselage. And then with my spade cutter, circle cutter, I cut out circles templates, and what I did was, you see here, I cut down a line in the middle, and then bend the middle, and cut a little circle out from the middle, because obviously it goes in like that. So what happens is, obviously, I'm not going to do it right now, but we can peel this off. It's going to stick like that. You see it fits perfectly kind of in there. And then with another little bit of excess masking tape here, I'm just going to put that over the top to cover the middle part. So that should work really good. And then once that's masked, just go ahead and spray it all, you know, the fuselage color, then peel it off, and you're left with the blades, hopefully painted that color. So yeah, so that's what we did there. I'm not going to put these masks on right now because I'm not ready to paint. I've got to wait for my mask to arrive, and it's going to probably be a few more days or a couple of weeks till I get to that stage. But that's where we're at. So painted those up. They'll just be masked. This can be glued on pretty much, and that would look in good shape. So I've got a little bit of rescribing to do along the top. Want to do a little bit more along here, try to fix this, get a little bit more flush, and yeah, we're in good shape, almost ready for painting, which would be really exciting with that Arctic camo.
So there we go. A little bit of a change, my format. I thought I'd do a quick little vlog there about what I'm working on the A-10, just high level, showing you some points of what I'm working on. So a little bit different, so any feedback greatly welcome. So here she is, all in primer, just needs some pre-shading and some paint. So a little bit on hold with this one. I reached out to Jim over at Aero Masks to get the desert Arctic camo, get some masks created for it. And I guess there's a bit of a miscommunication. He created the Heritage Sea Camo, which wasn't really what I was looking for. So he's now working on getting me the Arctic one. So hopefully in the next few days I'll have the mask and we're getting on painting this beauty. Now it's not going to be totally accurate because this is from an exercise in 1981 where it probably wasn't fully loaded. But being an A-10, I can't just do a thing empty pylons. It's going to be, with a couple of like pods and stuff, it's going to be fully loaded. So I'll load it with all the Mark 82s or whatever, you know, the usual loadout, whatever it may be. On this guy, which I still haven't started yet. So I got a lot of, maybe this weekend I'll work on the ordnance and getting this thing done. So that's the HobbyBoss A-10. Alright, so moving along, what have I purchased or received in the past, what, month since I last spoke to you? Firstly, well, apologies, I got this a while back, but I forgot to mention it in my last update. And Hugo over in Scotland sent me Hugo's Hobby Bench. I got some cool stickers here, so thank you for the sticker. I've got a few more stickers on the way too, and I've sent mine out all over the world. So if you have any stickers you want to send me, awesome. I'm going to do something, when I move to my permanent place, I'm going to create, you know, my studio, I'll have them all displayed. Now, the problem is a lot of people put them on cutting mats, but my cutting mats get changed every few months, you know, when they get dirty or damaged or that kind of stuff. Toolboxes and stuff I change over, even houses I move pretty frequently, so I don't want to lose my stickers. So I came up with an idea that, if you remember from my F-16 build for the base, I got this stuff from Home Depot. It's 4 by 2 foot, and it's chalkboard on one side. It's like wood, and then on the other side it's whiteboard. So I thought, using the white side, it's 2 foot long. If I just cut foot strips, and then it's really like kind of lightweight. I can screw these to the wall wherever it may be, and then stick my stickers on them. And then as I move places, I can just take it with me, and I won't lose my stickers. So yeah, if you want your stickers shown on my videos and stuff, shoot me a message and I'll gladly accept any stickers or that kind of stuff. So that's it. Smaller stuff, got myself a CMK resin seat for my big one, my 48 scale one. I think it's the last thing I really need now, so I'm not quite ready to start that. It's pretty complicated camo, not right in the mood, so maybe in the summer I might get into that one, but this is my last piece of the puzzle, so I think I've got everything I need for that now. My Iranian F-14 I spoke about last month, canopy mask, you can't find them anywhere. Edward don't do one for the HobbyBoss kit, but then I found out that Flying 11X do. So I've got Flying 11X vinyl canopy mask for the HobbyBoss kit. It works with any of the A, B, or D versions, and pretty cheap, it's like $4. Die cut. As you know, one thing I hate is masking canopies, so even though these ones are pretty simple, especially the windscreen, it's just a pain. It takes a lot of time. I rather just buy one of these, stick it on, and good to go. Always searching for a good white. Now, I've got Mr. Servicer 1500 white behind me, but I saw this, I thought, you know what, I'll just add this to my cart and check it out. And it's Mr. Base White 1000 by Mr. Hobby. So it's apparently really highly pigmented. So I think this is designed for when you put down your primer, like your black primer or your grey primer or whatever color it may be, you can put a light color on, you spray this on first, like another layer, and it lightens it. I got this because maybe for like missiles and things like that, because always looking for a good white sprays well. So I thought I'd try this one out. So Mr. Base White 1000. Moving on to, actually, let me step off camera real quick. Ugh, I'm back. So this was just off. So this is something a blast from the past. May 1996 of the Linden magazine. So I bought some stuff from Sprue Brothers and I had this on clearance for 99 cents. I thought, you know, 99 cents, let's just buy this and just check it out. This is like before like internet was big at modeling back, and it just brings back like some modeling. I bought this because it has a 48 scale Gulf War Tornado on it. So it's always interesting to see diorama and stuff. There's your Tornado. Actually, spoiler alert, I think it's the wrong color from seeing the real one, but it's a little bit too orangey and yellow. But I thought, you know, let's check this magazine out. It's pretty cool, and $1, so why not? It's good reading material. Now, the thing that shocked me with this is it says it starts at page 35, not 1. So I guess there's different versions of this magazine, and it goes through to 62. So that is like less than 30 pages, and the price back then in 1996 was $6.95. So I thought, if I paid $6.95 for this, I'd be a little bit disappointed, I think. So it just shows you how great the internet is now. All the materials you can get, all the modeling, Facebook groups, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, $6.95 for just under 30 pages or so. Yeah. Anyway, so I've got that. Kits. You've seen reviews, all the stuff I'm going to show you right now. I've done reviews. I've been pretty busy boy. So Rubicon models, Vietnam range. Talked about them a lot. Got the model, I got the figures, the first wave, I got the Marine Corps, and I got the Viet Cong packs. Now, $52 per pack, but they do have 30 figures or 32 figures in, in each box. So $1.50 a figure. I don't know, maybe it's not so bad, especially compared to Games Workshop, but still 56 scale. Looks nice plastic and all that. You'll see my review, but it's just very small. I mean, I looked at them and I thought, you know, this isn't really for me. So I actually sold these on eBay already. I moved these along and recouped my cost because, yeah, $100 in figures, I'm not really enjoy painting. I'll spend that on something else I'll enjoy better. Bad English, enjoy better than this. I'm definitely going to do I'm definitely still going to get Rubicon next wave when I bring out later this year when I bring out the vehicles like the armored personnel carriers, the pivot boats, the Hueys, that kind of stuff. I'll definitely be in for that. But the figures just wasn't really my jam, to be honest with you. This is so tiny, 2 centimeters high, and I just wouldn't do a great job on it. You know, I'm not that great at painting, so those guys. Next up, Edward. You've seen a review of this one. Beautiful markings on this guy. The Germans do such great markings. The Tornado ECR, although come to Brit Modeler, it's actually an IDS Rebel kit they're using. I don't know. So beautiful markings, and out of 5 in a box, I could quite easily do either the tiger markings or the blue one. And there you go. That guy's beautiful. That guy's really cool too. See how it's like a tiger and the Arctic kind of tiger too. All very good stuff. Although for some reason I call that panther not a tiger in a view. I don't know why I did that. But anyway, so nice kit. And you get quite a lot in there. So you get 3 sheets of decals, although they're not the usual, well, the previous, a year or 2 ago they used Cartograph. Now it's using their own in-house decals. I don't think they're the ones we peel off. I think they're more the traditional decals, I'm not totally sure, but you get free sheets, like big sheets of decals, and you get a paint mask, you get a canopy mask, you get the old school photo etch for the cockpit, color photo etch, you get fan blades and that kind of stuff too. Resin seats, resin pods, resin wheels. So not that bad a deal. I think I have all the Edouard Tornado boxings now, pretty much in my stash. And yeah, if I wasn't working my 32nd scale one right now, I'd definitely crack this open and start on this one, and probably do the blue scheme as well, because it looks so eye-catching. But yeah, so happy with that one. That's going in the stash. And not so happy with this one, the last one. It's HobbyBoss. Just forget where it says I love kit. This is HobbyBoss. The HobbyBoss 48 scale Raptor F22, obviously. What a disappointment for the money. It's just a bog standard HobbyBoss kit, and they're charging £900, which currency conversions to $150 US dollars, or since I did that review, Sprue Brothers now has them in the US for $108 plus shipping. It's just a bog standard kit. There's nothing in here. There's nothing. There's no photo etch. I mean, I don't expect resin being HobbyBoss, but I expect maybe some of the kits they throw photo etch in there, like at least the seat belts or like fan blades, that kind of stuff. The canopy's clear. It's not tinted. Like, come on, it's a 2022 new tool release. You think they'll at least have a tinted canopy for you, because that's really tricky to kind of replicate and paint. That goldy kind of yellowy kind of tint. None of that. It's just a bog standard kit. So I looked online. I did recently receive and reviewed the Super Hornet from HobbyBoss, and that was $90, which I thought was expensive. So this is, what, $17, $18 more expensive, and you get less plastic in the kit than you do in the Super Hornet. It makes no sense. I think they're just playing to the market, because F22, there's nothing out there. You don't really want the Italian boxing. That's not that great. Hasegawa you get on eBay for about $70, but that detail's way too pronounced. The ram detail's way too big and too heavy-handed. The Academy kit's nice, but you can't find it. It's been out of production for a while. On eBay right now, I looked, they're more expensive than this on eBay. But you do get tinted canopy and all the rest of the stuff. But it leaves you this. So this is really probably your only option, unless you go Hasegawa. But this is definitely better than Hasegawa from what I see. But again, it's, for the money, I don't know. It doesn't really float my boat, because it's these newer generation aircraft, they look like there's no rivets, there's no weathering, they're kept perfectly clean. Although I did go online and look at the some reference pictures, and they do the coloring on it. They're not pure like two-tone camo. There's a lot. It's like a patchwork quilt. They're all different panels, different colors and stuff. So you could probably make a quite nice go at this one actually. But one good thing about the kit, well, not a good thing, but an eye opener, was the color callouts. So how they got around the very distinctive kind of coloring on these guys. They're mixing light gold or dark gold gray, depending on the camo color. Gold, not ghost gray. So gold gray mixed with metallics, super metallics, to give that sheen. So I tried some, and it turned out not too bad, just as a test. So the light camo is light gold gray mixed with super metallic stainless silver. I don't have super metallic, so I use sparkling silver from Tamiya. The dark is dark gold gray, which I do have an MRP. And they mixed it with their super metallics iron. Now I looked at the color. It's very similar to Tamiya metallic gray. So I use metallic gray and dark gold gray. And here's my little chart here. So these are the two colors. And if you look at the light, they do have a little bit of a sheen to them. Now I didn't measure it 50-50. I think if you had a little bit more metallics, it'll make it a little bit more shinier. But in the light, it definitely catches it. So maybe that's not a bad suggestion to get it. So if you're doing a Raptor, again, light and dark gold gray mixed with metallic. So silver. Sparkling silver, and this one was, I used metallic grey, but it calls out for iron on the colour callouts. Ignore the ones below, they're different colours, but yeah, that's not a bad, you see, in the light there catches sheen. It's actually a pretty smart way of doing it. So, I don't know if I'm going to build this one. If I had the right canopy colour and stuff, and I might consider it. It doesn't really excite me that much. So what I'm going to do is I put it on eBay. If I get my money back for it, I'll move it along. If the money's not there, I'll put it in a stash and I'll build it one day probably. I never built an F22 before, but yeah, it's just interesting about those colors. So if you're building a Raptor, yeah, looks pretty accurate. I don't know what you guys think. What do you think? Put comments below if you think that looks like a workable solution to Raptor color. And that is it for what I've got. Yeah, a few high dollar purchases there, but some of these will get moved on and money will come back and I'll buy other things. I just ordered from Slowbook from China, the Great Wall Hobbies SU-27. I wanted for a while, which I mentioned before. I'm going to do it in a Digi Ukrainian scheme. So I just ordered that literally this morning. I got a good price, about $20-$30 cheaper, but it's from China, so I'm gonna have to wait. It's a shipping estimate of up to May, so it's gonna take 2 or 3 months. I'm in no rush, but it'll arrive when it arrives. But the Great Wall Hobby kit will have beautiful weapons. I've seen it, it's a beautiful kit, a little bit more of an upgrade what you're getting here, and less money than this one, obviously, too. All right, so let's move along. As always, let me do a quick shout out my Facebook group. The link will be below for my Facebook group if you want to join it. I'm just going to switch my camera here and just do a quick, bring in a quick snippet and go through some work which caught my eye in the past month.
All right, so as always, here's the Facebook group, the RDB Hobbies Model Makers Club. Only been going for about 6 or 8 weeks, but already up to 240 members, actually 239. Here's my 5 things I picked, well, 5 posts I picked for the past 4 weeks since I last spoke to you. And the first one here is Henry's Kitty Hawk, the F35A from Kitty Hawk, 48 scale Lightning 2. So a few reasons why I picked this one. Firstly, just a really clean build. It's a Kitty Hawk, which can be a handful, and I know he mentions in his comments that it was terrible instructions, as is tradition. But the color, he just nailed it there. I think that's a perfect color for an F35, and just looks a really cool build. So I really enjoyed looking at that one, and I thought it really caught my eye. So good job there, Henry. Second one was Anthony and his What If RAH 66 Comanche. Something I don't see often, and I just really like this one. I like the color modulation. I like the weathering and just the breakup of a big grey block. It just looked very interesting, visually appealing. So really kind of enjoyed this one. This is from Anthony. Going through here, really cool build. Something a little bit different with the What If Marine Corps markings. Next up is a post here I put up a few days ago, or a couple of weeks ago, for Mike Mountain over at Scaly Models. So if you haven't subscribed, go ahead, check out his channel, Scaly Models, and drop him a subscription. Obviously, again, it's YouTube, it's totally free, it doesn't cost you anything, and we'd love to get him to 1,000 so he can monetize his channel. Mike's been in the community for many years, and mostly behind the scenes, playing second fiddle to people, moderating people's channels, checking chat, helping people out, and he's done a lot of work for the community, and he helps a lot of people, and also my channel. I mean, he's a moderator on my Facebook group as well. So yeah, go ahead, super nice guy. Go ahead, give your support. Go ahead to Scaly Models if you haven't already done so. Drop him a sub, and would love to get him to that 1,000 mark. Alright, next up is Robert's Iron Maiden Aces High Revell 32nd scale Spitfire. Now, these Revell Spitfires, I've seen a few built up, and they turn out to be really nice kits. Nice price point. This one I think is about $30, and you get the Iron Maiden figures and the decals and stuff. And but I do normal ones, the normal Spitfires with the markings, and compared to the Tamiya kit, a lot cheaper. Now, not necessarily quite as good, but with a few little tweaks and aftermarket parts, you can get it up there. But this one here really caught my eye. It's a really nicely done build, and as you can see again how well this Revell Spitfire goes together. He's done a great job with these markings. And in a minute we'll see the figure as well. You get a seated figure and a standing figure, I believe, with this kit. And again, about $30. So the thing with these Revell kits are the 32nd scale ones. If you see something you like, pick it up, because they go out of production pretty often, and you have to wait a few years, or they go crazy money on eBay. So these kind of kits are ones, you know, if you want, get it in your stash where you can. And just really nice build. Man, look, awesome way he's painted the figure up. Really cool with the again, it comes with a kit, and really cool pose, and with the Aces High and the various decals on there. Aces High, King of Twilight, Iron Maiden. And again, really nice detail. See this? Nice detail on this one. Good kit. And finally, we're going to look at Philip's Kedencrad from Tallery in 1/9 scale. So this guy's going to be a beast. 1/9 scale, so it's big. This caught my eye several times, this kit. It's not very cheap now. It's pretty expensive to buy if you want to buy it. But I really like the way he painted and weathered this. The tracks look really kind of metal, like heavy, like very realistic and metal-like. And I'm assuming they're plastic. And again, being the scale, you can really go to town and add some really nice detail and stuff to these kits. These 1/9 scale. Again, there's those tracks. And you can see here all the weathering and all the, yeah, that's exactly how it would look in real life, you know, with all the dirt and stuff.
And there we go, that is it. So they're the 5 I wanted to showcase real quick today. And again, RDB Hobbies Model Makers Club, which is facebook.com/groups/RDB Hobbies MMC, or the link is below in the show notes. So now back to me.
So there we go. Great work. Thank you everybody for contributing, for commenting and building the Facebook group up. Again, I like to build a community and give back to people. It's not about me, it's about the community. And no matter if you're a beginner or you advanced or whatever your skill set, feel free to put your work up there, and I'll continue just kind of picking out a few every month. And otherwise, you can just go to the Facebook group and check it out yourself and comment. You don't have to post; you can just look and you just look at comments, ask questions, that kind of stuff. So that is it. I'm going to wrap the video up right now. I'll be back in March. I'm losing track of the days. Back in March for my next update, and I'll see you guys then. So, bye.